The Brahma Ruffian is a quick and easy to tie pattern, effective in both running water and still water. It can be tied in a range of sizes and color combinations. The hook and device is a Tiemco 102Y in a size 15. In most other brands and models, this would be a size 14. The thread will be Benecchi 12/0 in olive. Most of this pattern will be made up from a single feather from a Brahma hen saddle. In this case, one that's dyed olive. The individual feather looks like this with a nicely mottled barb structure. At its base there is a after shaft feather, which I'll also use and will strip off at this point, put aside and use later. The fluffy bits from the stem are stripped. Leaving this. I use some of the barbs for the tail in the pattern, and I'll strip them off and put them aside at this point. The remainder of the fly will form the collar, and it's tied in at this point at the same time as attaching the thread. And the waist is trimmed. Thread is advanced to the end of the shank. The tail material that we stripped off before is now tied in, because it's relatively short in length. It just barely catches, and it leaves the tail. There'll be a simple dub body from Squirrel, also dyed olive. Now this is a very generic pattern, and you can substitute any kind of color or structure of dubbing, as well as change the coloration of the collar itself. A simple dub body is formed. Till about the thorax position. The after shaft is now tied in. I tied in by the butt. Advance the thread just a little. Next, I clip on the hackle pliers and form a rather scruffy looking thorax, stroking back the barbs as they start to radiate away from the shank. The tip is then folded back. Next on, the hackle pliers are clipped onto the actual feather itself. It will be a very scruffy looking fly at this point, but all that will sort itself out momentarily. Simply trap the tip. Now, angle back the barbs. Okay. One or two tight wraps into the base to fix the angle, and then simply finish off with a 3-turn whip finish. trim away. And that completes the Brahma Ruffian.